and make a normally practically they get okay. Or later or primary book. Okay, primary books. One of them, basically. Because may transaction sama business property. Okay. Then chapter I have learned about first thing my request for recommendations. One of the learn about more than learn the teacher those skill point main subject and one subject. So the make transactions sama business purpose. Okay. Okay, so I am learn even standard setup accounting standards, other subjects also. Learn understand learn for the learn that auditing on you steps 4 steps 3 A steps easy the internal control for the learn each and every topic learn करने वाला ऐसी में learn करने के कुछ क्या आते learn का because syllabus है किसी तरह है होने वाले का exam का बस okay objective exam पास करने का अबे होने वाली knowledge का gain करने वाला नहीं market का reality तो वो तो मैं मुकट आता है ये learn करने के लिए basic का learn करना तो auditing. Finally, your 40% coverage is audit. Okay, auditing section, we are mainly focused about financial statements. Okay, so when it comes to financial statements, I will discuss in detail later when we are discussing audit part. So financial statements will be prepared based on the TV and TV based on ledger, and finally base transaction. First step is transaction. This transaction called business process. What are the business processes? You know your normal business or your organization or company. What are the business processes? You know sales. Okay. Sales, profit, cash, payroll, benefits. Next, but purchase possible. Payroll, revenue, time back. Back rate, okay, cash. Payments, bonds. If you take 5 every month, all are business processes. Even making provision also business process. Business process. Provision done, quality provision done, accounting provision done, bonus provision done, commission, sales commission, incentive, discounts, all the provisions are. Whatever transactions taken place in business, all are business processes. Okay. This business process equal to internal controls. Internal controls can be when they are business process internal controls. If we take, for example, if we take a sales invoice must be approved by authorized persons, marketing manager. If you know, taking the time for the purchase, store manager should approve, procurement manager should approve. Likewise, activities can A activities internal control. So business process our first chapter. So business process equal to internal controls. So once we discuss each and every business process, I will give you internal controls also. Last section I have given internal controls. So the second chapter, internal controls, 35%, we are going to cover other aspects of internal controls. Before covering other aspects of internal controls, in this section, we should know about activities involving each business process and documents involving each business process and risk involving each process and internal controls of each process. Examples. With that knowledge, we should go to other aspects of internal controls. Make the network, internal control, other aspects of environment. So it's the process way. Okay. Once we finish it, once we complete internal controls, main area audit. From 8th or 7th class onwards, we can start to discuss audit expertise. Okay, audit firm in I can't do basic things. Okay, so this is the brief idea about your next 15 classes plan. Okay, so first chapter. Sales process. So, under this sales process, we are going to discuss activities involved in sales process, documents, purpose of document or purpose of each and every activity and document. Why that should be generated. I mean activity I mean document based. So each and every process, main sales and purchase, we will cover main these headings. And apart from that, we are going to discuss. Make that note anyway, we will discuss these three topics. After that, we will move on to the notes. Customer selection. Risks and internal controls. Okay. So we will discuss later these things. First, we will discuss together these three topics. Okay. Fine. If they are going to move monkey and don't want to run on or they stay again, first step. Sales again, first step. अरे वो वाला से फर्स्ट सेट करना लेके वो लैपटॉप वो मोबाइल फोन वगैरह कॉस्टली निकल के मोबाइल फोन में करना चाहिए हमारा अगर इस्लाम अब देख के ना उतरा कितने हाँ और अगर इस्लाम हम लैपटॉप पर परचेस करना लेके तो हमारा जनरल वहाँ नहीं है मामा फोन में करना लैपटॉप करना हमारे गाड़ी में पैसा भी नहीं सर हमारे सलाम प्राइस के पास ओके नेक्स्ट हम sales can have overall sales structure and overall cost current. So this sales process we have to think about from seller point of view. The overall purchase current one of the okay laptop price kilometer price okay brand okay features next. one. Talking the police idea came on then. Mostly then you like telephonic item players from what you like supply mind you know they put like yeah I supply the different like main yeah became laptop is software different and network Avanza, based on the prices, okay, fine. Sometimes like what a mind is like one of the quality. So warranty. Sales are the sales. So these things we consider when we are purchasing some items. So now we will think about seller point of view. Okay, you don't price. Okay, so in our normal day-to-day life, no issue. We can deal with verbal communication. Then why is something? Why cash? Karena sendiri kan ini why bagus ya. Itu kita kalau invoice yang lain, or dan invoice kerja yang kita order klik itu. Kita order kali itu beda tahu. Dan invoice kita ini orang yang why purpose why cash why kita then supply it's right. Dan एक क्लाउड टाइप का हमने और इन्वर्स के अप्रूव करा दो ये ट्रांजैक्शन करा दो और अप्रूवल होना तो ऑलरेडी तो थर्ड पार्टी के नीचे है इंटरनेट थर्ड पार्टी में तो जैसा हमने पे ट्रांजैक्शन करना और ट्रायल कोड लगता है मेकिंग वर्क with so that man आपको मिल गया right concept है same one of the same price request price with price analysis करने का वारंटी क्लेम करने का क्वालिटी चेक करने का सप्लायर को चुनेगा एक कंसेप्ट है सही अबे प्रोसेस है क्या रिड्यूस करना अबे पर्सनल लाइफ when it comes to organization verbal communication है ना verbal मैं बोला एक कौन करना है इसमें कौन करना और जॉब कितना in organization each and every transaction must be supported by document okay single provision then एक सपोर्टिंग गेम आप रोल गेम डेवलपिंग करता एक रोल गेम अब ये लेवल है मानते हैं एक लेवल को करना है ये लेवल है कि आप रोल गेम each and every transaction each and every moment किया ने 1% of net 100% of transaction must be supported by document so कौन प्राइस की बात करने को मतलब ओ कौन रिपोर्ट करना है वो कितना है वाला kita kan oke mau abang segmen itu sampai ke internal dan sampai ke internal itu orang yang sekarang oke fine tapi orang itu boleh impact in writing document here no so that document called quotation okay first buyer will carry both items and those prices. So that part will be answered through quotation. So first one activities and activities in quotation. So document quotation. So based on the buyer query, first activity, seller's point of view, sending quotation. So document quotation. So purpose of quotation is ensure items. Okay. Clear? So make an oriented graph to this data. So first step, sending quotation, document is quotation. Yeah, we will discuss the format of quotation, those things we will discuss later. But in this syllabus, in this chapter, you should know about activities involvement, activities, documents involvement, and purpose of each and every document. And each and every document sent on a purpose important. Okay. Quotation is sent. Quotation is sent quotation sent inquiry. Then quotation is sent. In that quotation, two things should be communicated. First one, availability of stock. Then I request on 10 items, 20 items. Then on a bit of later. Then stock seen on ensure and prices. Okay. So once quotation is approved by buyer's organization, okay, then what's the next step? Going on. So first one, quotation sending, and once confirmed, what's the second one? Quotation center, then okay. Overall, normal laptop purchase scenario, concept like the same. Laptop purchase ABC manufacturing company or trading company. Raw materials purchase same company. Okay, concept like the same. Process, activities, steps, totally different. Okay, but in operation point of view, each and every transaction must be supported by the document. And approval must be there. In your personal life scenario, no need those things. The concept is the same. So now price by verbally Kataka, laptop purchase, then okay, sell to now, then one of the even current. A shop at normally, name events. The Lanka and normally laptop on instrumentally, then Salam price Baranama, it was Barana, normally. Barana might take a second now, and get the grocery items sale in this like current time, electromagnetic, monkey especially. It's correct as Minaban. Okay, price is okay, then make it better. Okay, now we have confirmed your purchase. Confirm means you have fixed your purchase in your mind. Now, what's the next process? A shop packet. Let's say the shop button here, here. Organizing point of view, then the car. Command organize normal way. Take exact organizing point of view, I will write here, no issue. One of the next step. Take laptop, make the matter. One of the confirmation. So here, once quotation is approved, receiving sales order document sales order. So in your personal life, you will confirm through verbal communication. Okay, I want this item, this data computer. So I'm going to make the payment now. Payment operations bank or the one here the bank. So I will explain the controls involvement also later we will discuss this tube. So receiving sales order. Sales order. What's the purpose of receiving sales order? This is the confirmation of sales. Okay, confirmation of sales. Confirmation of purchase or confirmation of sales. Seller point of view, sales. Purchase point of view, confirmation of purchase. Payment තමයි sales එකයි purchase එකයි වෙනස් නෙමෙයි. Seller point of view අපි discuss කරනවා sales, purchaser point of view, buyer point of view discuss කරනවා purchase. එච්චරයි. දැන් purchase discuss කරනවා මේකම තමයි අනිත් පැත්තේ තියෙන්නේ. Okay, objective states all are same, but we only different. That is buyer point of view, the seller point of view. Information of sales. Okay. Confirm. What's next thing? Hold on, you up. Okay, they left off sector. Come purchase coming in. What's the next step? Check. Okay, I'm going to say check. Normally, I call to check on examples. I got clear on them. Direction. Already clear select. Okay, those are subjective matter. I'm not saying it's wrong. Those are subjective matter, but already selected. Now we know they will unbox करना mobile phone unbox करना laptop दे मतलब laptop में Apple स्पीकर देखा समझ लो okay. Now we have confirmed. Once we go to the supplier shop, seller shop, and we have told okay, we are going to purchase this item. Now that is called confirmation. Now they will give the item to us. Deliver. So once confirm the order, deliver the goods. Deliver the goods. Once delivering the goods, when delivering the goods, what's the document normally companies are using? Yeah. So, when you know, when they deliver the goods, delivery no, or dispatch no. समान करके delivery note किया क्या समान करके dispatch note किया लगे okay delivery or dispatch note. What's the purpose of dispatch note? Confirmation of delivery or received by buyer, both are okay. Confirmation of delivery. Once you deliver the goods, then deliver the then personal normal laptop මේවා ගන්නකොට එක ඕගොල්ලෝ pay කරලා laptop එක ගන්නවා නැත්නම් laptop එක අතට පස්සේ pay කරනවා. ඒක at a time එකක් නේ. So when it comes to organization side 90% credit terms. Cash is කරනවා 90%. So majority 80% pay. So delivery කරන්න පස්සේ තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ payment එකට pictures කරනවා. ඒක නෙමෙයි normally වෙන්නේ. මොකද cash business එකට bank ඒක. So here normal organization point of view, company's point of view, normally deliver process will be taken at first start. But at first, after that only payments will be made. So deliver the goods, delivery note saying and confirmation of delivery. Purpose of delivery notice, confirmation of delivery. How they will confirm? They are delivery notice in the confirm delivery. Oh, confirm. No, not in cost. Deliver notice is incurring then normally seller normal sale kara. Sorry, sale kara delivery notice. Then already goods stickers incurring. With delivery note. How I will confirm goods are delivered. You have to sign. You have to put your signature once you receive the book. That one we discussed in terms of the internal control. So once you sign, which means I can confirm goods are delivered. Okay. Once I confirm the delivery, then I should issue invoice. Document is sales invoice. What's the purpose of issuing invoice? Okay. Okay. Quantitative, okay. The business process time. Deliver the goods. You confirm the delivery. After that, you should send the invoice. Sales invoice. Purpose of sales invoice. You are requesting for payment. I have delivered. Now I am requesting cash from you for my delivery. So requesting. This is purpose. This purpose is okay. Okay. Up and down. Once you issue the invoice, what's the last thing? Cash receipt. Capacity in between capacity. Last one. Receive cash. Okay. This one also confirmation of cash receipt. So altogether 5 steps, main 5 steps involving sales processes. Okay. Sending quotation, receiving sales order. Once you confirm the sales order, you should dispatch the good. Once you dispatch the goods and confirm the delivery, you should issue the sales invoice. The purpose of issuing the sales invoice is requesting a payment. So once you request the payment, buyer should settle your amount. That's a normal 5 steps. A general 5 steps in sales process. There are 2 additional steps are deliveries. Deliver the goods. Okay. If this is also case by case, it may change. Once you deliver the goods, you have sent the delivery notice. If buyer signs the document, no issue, they are accepted. But it's a subjective matter. Sometimes at the time of let's say today they have received the goods and after 3 days they have checked and returned certain things. So return goods you can't raise invoice to. So what should buyer's action? Sorry, seller's action. He should the credit note. Okay. If he raised sales invoice. Okay. So he has delivered. Credit note has been signed by the buyer at the time of receipt of goods. Now after 3 days, he checked certain products are not expected quality. Now he will return those goods. So at the time of returning the goods, he should send return note. Buyer should send the return note. Based on the return note, seller should create credit note. But when we should generate credit note? That's the question mark. Okay, sometimes after issuing the invoice, sometimes before issuing the invoice. It's depend on case by case. Here I will pay before issuing the invoice. Now here I will take, because the practical scenario after sending the invoice on day, because it's like snow. So at the time of receipt the goods, if they find any problem in the goods, they can return the same time. So after issuing the invoice, if they find any problem in the goods, they will issue later. So here I will take after issuing the invoice. Return the goods. So here, credit note, objective is confirmation of return goods. Okay. So this is 1 to 5, these are the general procedures in the sales. This 4.1, if goods are returned, you should raise credit note. Okay? If optional one, sometimes return करना है, sometimes return करो credit note. Okay? One more step also there. Then example is going to be 4.1 के डाला black color की right करो पेपर में बिहार मेरा पार्ट है बिहार प्रश्न नहीं था. Why I have written in black? Because that's optional one. General things are this like this. Okay, but option also there. They return the goods, you should generate credit note. One more steps also there. Once you issue the invoice, okay. Normally in the business world, they may give 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, 90 days credit. Actually, 1 month later, sometimes 10 days later. Okay. So most anyway credit business time, cash business very less. So when it comes to business, this business work, they will give credit. 30 days or 60 days or 50 days credit, they will give. So let's say today they have sold certain items. Okay, today they have sale done here. Allah, 10, 11. So end of this month. So let's say they have given 60 days credit. End of this month, 31st May, they will send account statement to debtors. Account statement in name, one of the sales. So let's say 1 million worth of goods have been sold to the buyer. So that 1 million out of 100,000, he might have returned. Wait, what are the 1 million? 100,000. Out of that, you have settled in between these 20 days, 500,000. So, sold amount, return amount, 100,000, 500,000 settled amount, remaining balance. This communication must be taking place between buyer and seller. Why this statement is saying? To remind outstanding balances. At the moment, long outstanding thing. So, in the credit business, after sending the invoice at regular interval, generally once a month. Okay, once a month they will issue account statement. Okay, In that account statement, they will mention sales amount, return amount, settled amount, and remaining balance. So 4.1, I will write here. Document is account statement or customer statement. Purpose, mind the outstanding balance. This is activity, document, and purpose. What are the things should be included in account statement? Sales amount, credit note amount, received amount, outstanding balance. That's all. Specific date. Okay. So clear, clear and doubt. Some portion is easy. Before the any doubt. Any doubts? तो तेरे कहते हैं Any doubts? Account statement content should be sales amount, credit note amount, received amount, and outstanding balance as of date. Okay. So these four information must be available in account statement. So under sales process, as I explained you, the mechanism short notes here. Making detailed version command. Okay, this is the way we are going to discuss next 15 classes, each and every document. Make a short form, make a detailed version. Make it discuss the just build the additional factor, additional things more than yeah. Then, Mitana TM and Gate of Mama, Diano Nicola, hard and fast food man. Overall use for another is. The contain that, or in the contain a concept fix but in auditing, I will say certain words cannot be changed. Okay. Audit discuss main word use main word and the alternative word use marks in that. A word speaker. I use that. Auditing certain words, use alternative words. So, A was the so A was alternative words use. Okay. So this is the summary of sales process. Now we will move on to detailed discussion of sales process. So as I explained, activities connected and documents involved in the sales process. We discuss and purpose, overview of purpose, documents, the format of documents I have given here, and customer selection and trade control, risk, internal control. So risk, customer selection, internal control, we will discuss through this unit. So first one, activities connected with sales process and documents involved in the sales process. Activity connections, customer selection, processing of sales orders, dispatching inventory, invoicing, and collection of receipts. So customer, don't worry about the customer selection. If new customer selection only, we have to select the customer first. If here I have taken example, already customers are there. Okay, so don't bother about that. If anyone asks you to write sales process things, activities, you can write those things. Okay, customer selection is a pick up. So if it is new customer, then you have to select. So documents involved in sales process, quotation and price list, customer order or sales order, delivery note, invoice, credit note, remittance of advice, statement of account. So this is the flow chart of sales process. First one, the process is started by an initial inquiry from the prospective customer. Customer will ask inquiry about the price and availability of stocks. So as a seller, as a supplier, we should once customer asks about prices and availability of stock, what should we take to them? We have to confirm the prices and availability of stocks. So the process is started by initial inquiry from the prospective customer. The seller then answers the inquiry with quotation and price list. Second step, the customer confirms. Highlight color objective. Highlight color objectives. The customer confirms with an order when the quote is accepted. Third one, delivery or dispatch. The goods are dispatched to the customer with the delivery note. That must be signed by customer upon receipt of the goods. This is internal control. Delivery note purpose receipt confirm by customer upon receipt of goods and copy returned to the seller. The seller then sends out an invoice requesting payment from the customer. Invoice, next step. The next stage in the process is to produce a sales invoice. This is the request for payment for the goods from the customer and details precisely how much is due and when. After invoice, if goods are returned, one of the reasons goods returned are one is damage. What are the situations seller raise credit note? Damage account. Damage okay. If a damage good is returned to the seller. Damage no return credit note is okay, that is good. Credit note raised from the power reasons more. Unavailable. No. If goods are not available, we can't sell the goods. No. Price adjustment. Okay. Right note to credit note will be raised in two situations. One is damage good return. Sorry, or good return. Okay, whatever we do, not only damage, sometimes return goods and price adjustments. Let's say we have mentioned 100 rupees per unit. After that, customer has negotiated already discussed quotation. Practical okay. So if they want to give some discount or something, then they will raise credit note. That's called price adjustment, selling price adjustment. So if a damaged good is returned to the seller, notification is needed. The customer may send returns note with details to the seller. Customer may send. Okay. Sometimes customer may send return note, sometimes he may not send. But we should, as a seller, we should raise credit note. With details to the seller, or alternatively, the seller may raise its own returns note when the goods are received back. And before receive the cash, a statement of account is sent out to the customer on regular basis, normally monthly, showing invoices and credit notes issued during the month, payments received, if any, and the final amount outstanding from the customer at end of the month. Last process, at some stage, the credit customer will pay the supplier for goods that have been supplied. This may be by check, debit, or credit card. Payment or by automated payment from the customer's bank account to the supplier. So receipt I have mentioned. What are the ways to settle the cash? By cash, bank transfer, debit, or credit card. Okay. These are the process or activities involved in sales process. Altogether, how many documents and how many processes, activities? So, main 5. If, but in the accounting statement, not if case, definitely they have to say. So altogether 7, you have to remember altogether 7 processes, 7 activities involved in the sales and 7 documents involved and 7 purposes. Okay, clear? So these are the documents. So these are the documents. So this is the quotation. So in the quotation, prepared person signature and check by signature and supplier name and address and buyer's name and address, what are the items they have requested, and bottom of the quotation you can see, thank you for inquiry for earlier today. We are pleased to confirm that we can deliver the following goods on the day after receiving your purchase order. Okay, we are confirming the availability of goods, which means we can deliver. And last part, we are saying prices. What is each unit price plus taxes? So this is the quotation and sales order. Sales order also seller address, buyer address, item, but they have inquired, and prices. So sales order number also must be there. This is the sales order number. Okay. This is the sales order number 32011. And delivery note. In the delivery note, we have to mention sales order number. Okay. And in invoice, we have to mention sales order number or delivery note. Why we should mention these numbers in all documents? I make a numbers take a refer. The format එක බලන්න බලලා තියෙන කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒකම 1 by 1 කියන නෝ නෑනේ මේක තමයි format කියලා. But most important thing I want to tell you, certain numbers are referred. Okay, in sales order number mentioned in delivery note, in the invoice sales order number is mentioned, sometimes delivery note number is also mentioned. Okay, sometimes. Why these numbers are referred in each document? Answer. Why? Why these numbers? Here 3211, 32011. Why these numbers are mentioned? Why these numbers are mentioned in sales order, invoice, delivery? Yes. Objective is that. Quotation sales order column by quotation sales order or confirm karna. Let's say daily laptop 3. Next order deliver karna. Then we pada ek baar විතරක් ඉන්නේ customers 1000 customers ඉන්නවා. එතකොට ඔයා දෙල් laptop 3ක් වුණේ කියලා request කරනවා. items features එක අපිට දානවා. special course එකක් තියෙනවා ඒක දානවා. දැන් ඔයාගේ sales order මම confirm කරනවා. Sorry, sales order එක මම confirm කරලා ගන්නවා. Now I have to delete. Okay. දැන් මම ඩෙලිවර් කරලා තියෙන මේල් සේල්ස් order. දැන් ඔයා වගේම තව කෙනෙක් රික්වෙස්ට් කරලා තියෙනවා. අපි කියමු HP laptops කියලා. ඔයාට HP laptop. එයාට Dell laptop එකක් මොනවද වෙන්නේ? use වෙනවා customers එක. Unwanted problems create වෙනවා. So මේවා තමයි risk. Okay, organization වල තියෙන risk එක customers එකට disclose වෙන්නේ. නැත්නම් ඔයා නම් ඉතින් මම දෙකයි ගන්න. ඒකෝර මම මට කියනවා ඩෙපොසිට් නැත්නම් එතන dispute වෙනවා. Okay. So මේ වගේ disputes ටික avoid කරගන්න. First sales order. Confirmation of order. Number is there. And how many quantity you have requested. And deliver. When the order goods are delivered, we should match with the delivery order and delivery note and sales order. And finally, one cash request order. One document invoice. So delivery goods invoice करते हैं. ऐसा delivery करते हैं. देखा invoice करते हैं. हमारा अपना अपना. इतना dispute है ना. Developer receive करने के कुछ ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ. ये करना. Same करना है. देखा negotiate पहला discuss करना problem है तो discuss करना पड़ेगा. ये का प्रश्न है क्या है? अगर dispute में ना दावा पारा ये customer order देना या bad decision नहीं. So these are the risks involved in the organization, especially in the sales process. So in order to avoid risk or minimize the risk, okay, these numbers are mentioned in the document. This is also internal control here. Controls I place currently. अरे ऐसा तो internal controls के लिए बहुत बड़ा है. जानते हैं हम लोग internal controls. Internal controls क्या जानते हैं हम. Examples के मतलब sales process होने. Overall तो internal controls overall करने internal controls मोड़ा. Sales में technical होता है. particularly no sales process. Overall internal controls मोड़ा. Audits. Okay. The data like internal controls मोड़ा. Cash balance. Okay, है ना? ये examples के लिए एक technical लेवल overall करने internal controls मोड़ा. Data like yeah. Cash balance. Okay. ये बुरा भी नहीं मान के बस ये बुरा भी लगे हम बाइक की बहुत मार बुरा भी लगे तो हैं ये ओवरऑल डेटा डायरेक्ट नहीं मान डेटा डायरेक्ट इंटरनल कंट्रोल्स ना ऐ लैपटॉप के बैग के इंडिया बैग के पोस्ट कर दी ऐ लैपटॉप के बैग के इंडिया जाके पोस्ट कर हां सिंपल क्वेश्चन में मैं देखने में नहीं है लैपटॉप देगा ना काम को लैपटॉप में लैपटॉप में बैग की मेरा बैग के सिक्के की पोस्ट करने है ऐ भी पोस्ट करने का प्लान है ऐ फेसबुक व्हाट्सएप का पासवर्ड डाल हां एक ना होमा देख कंट्रोल है होमा इंटरनल डिस्कस करना है होमा टेक्निकली कंट्रोल है नॉर्मल ये दैट लैपटॉप में मेरा बैग क्लोज करना है रीजन है हां हम पर्सनल पर टेक्निकल ऊपर बैठे बाबू हम पर्सनल पर टेक्निकल ऊपर एक्सेल कर देते हैं नॉर्मल लाइफ के विधान बात नॉर्मली कई एक करने मोनोथी है ना प्रश्न जो आंसर होना है सीरियस आंसर होना है यही में भी रोज टाइम तो इन प्लान में बैक में है मोनो रिस्क के ठीक है बैठे लेकिन सिंपल लेकिन सो एक का दाम इंटरनल कंट्रोल पिक्चर है हमको ना एसबीआई का पासवर्ड डालने को अपना मोबाइल फोन का डॉक्टर ने तो कर दिया ना हमको हां डॉक्टर ने को मत मोनोरी बम से डॉक्टर ना है पर्पस क्या बता रहा है अगर डॉक्टर ना बैकअप कंट्रोल सो Overall done and overall control. Okay. Honorary illness act now basics done. Simple, which are risk mitigate done steps done. एक high the low the medium the एक depend एक control के लिए risk का mitigate कर मौके में risk का avoid करना चाहिए full 100% avoid करना चाहिए risk का mitigate कर आई हम ये word यूज करने का आपके पास एक सिस्टम है risk का 100% eliminate करना क्या मौके है risk का mitigate करना okay so risk का दिया ना एक mitigate करना होगा ना risk का करना नहीं करना HRI control internal control क्या cover करेगा वो technical things separately okay layman के लिए explain करना ना HRI risk के mitigate करना उपरांत करना है small activities not in control so here what's the risk mismatching the goals to avoid disputes with the customer okay in order to that they are mentioning sales order number in delivery note number and sales order number in the invoice. Okay, that's the purpose. So this is the format of sales order and delivery note and trade note format also there. Okay, so you can see each and every format, customer name and supply name and certain numbers and items details are there. And most important thing, you can see here approvals. Okay, if you see here. Here you can see authorized by each and every document must be prepared by one person, checked by another person, and authorized by another person. So, diagram give it. Metana organization wala the main transaction of overall person paying normally verbally complete by the 5 percent transaction will be over. But here each and every documents must be checked by one person and authorized by, especially authorized by authorized person. Approved by authorized person, like famous store manager or production manager or marketing manager. A department in the authorized person must approve. They are my controls. I make a mechanical current prepared by SD, checked by SD, and authorized by SD in the back. Segregation of duties can know. Special control. This document must be approved by or authorized by authorized person. Okay, become assistant accountant, accounts clerk, accounts assistant, approved manager level. Oh, authorized person. Depends on each organization. Okay, take on hierarchy number, authorized person. Samanangala, finance controller, finance manager number. Never income. So, accountant number approved. Accountant report director. So, accountant number authorized person. So, accountant, Samar organization, accountant, finance manager, FC, CFO, group CFO, set account. Head of finance club, so a hierarchy depend on so most important thing you have to remember, each and every document should be in written format. Okay, that is first control. And second one, every document must be approved by authorized person. Okay, we will have a break 15 minutes and we will start again 10:25. So next topic will be customer selection. Okay then. మీకు నోట్ పడుతుందని మీకు ఓకే ఓకే అంటే So next topic, customer selection. So customer selection and credit control. So first I will take customer selection part. Okay. Customer selection. So here customer selection, it contains two elements. Okay. So if I tell customer selection, suddenly you will get new customer. But here not only new customers, we will focus two elements, new customers as well as existing customers. So under customer selection, new customers, selection of new customers and existing customers. Okay, but here existing customers again, customers let me have. But one thing here for existing customer, we should consider new sales. New sales for okay. Customer selection. Generally, if anyone fails customer selection, means suddenly you will get new customers. Whether are we going to select new customer or not? Are we going to select this customer as our this person as our new customer or not? That is okay. That is one part, new customer selection. And another part is whether are we going to sell new, are we going to make new sales to existing customers? Okay. Basically, this will be decided based on ability to pay of customer. Okay. So the concept is why you are doing business. Why you are doing business? To earn profit. Not only profit, that profit must be converted into cash. The P&L again, 100,000 sales one business are converted one business are okay. Detail what business are converted business are 100,000 main month sale and sale a 100,000 data plans date sales data next date business a 100,000 data plans are according to your business theory, you will give business rules, you will give 20 days credit. 20 days in anybody business 2 months, 3 months in that 20 days credit one day. Then what purchase करने credit basically then what sale करने credit basis ना what purchase करना है say cash basis. Cash ना किना है हमारी theory. Then what then we will give what some 20 days in a month. What is supply का 30 days. It's my logical. Customer in there, they are going purchase for 25 days. Then make a command over again, working capital sign. Okay, 20 days for data, 25 days for credits. Then, existing customer, 20 days credit in data, they are now set up here into 20 days command over again, who like a credit period. But it will pay within 20 days. The drag up to 50 or 60 days. Samarida pay करने चाहिए ना. लेकिन क्या ना situation right off or provisions नाम situation है ना वो. So aim of another and देखो ओपरा normal business के संस्था करना. एक Growing stage in Kirana, business again. Already established business now, already growing stage in Kirana, already Jaeger, Russian, we have over again, don't take a distance. Activities work. So, main concept program Balan ability to pay of 11 customers. You have to pay for another. So, new customer can select okay. New customer can it's not the case of new customer in one positive side happening. Take a positive sign. Okay, but at the same time, we have to check this part also. Customers ability to pay. Take a balance. Then customer then sale करला 100,000 के टोटल sale करला 100,000 टीम को 100,000 में 25% net profit margin किला bottom line एक 25% किला पेन वाला ये 100,000 में data की पेन वाला वो आगे operating cash flow की positive दवाई की और आगे cash की वाला नहीं so final objective is earning profit but ultimate objective is business person's ultimate objective is converting profit into cash. Why profit is convert when only cash flow. तो मतलब आगे business का success. Then कोई profit के इतना bonus business है profit है इतना पेन वाला ये success नहीं. Success temporary. In profit है मतलब कितनी short time period you have to convert into cash. Then only that actual profit success और actual. Okay. So when it comes to selection of customers. You have to see whether this new customer has ability to pay on time. So these two things will be decided based on customers ability to pay. Okay, based on this only you can decide whether I will choose this customer, I will choose this person as my customer, or whether I will make new sales to my existing customer. Okay, ability to pay. If he has ability to pay, then you can choose that person as new customer, or you can increase the sales to existing customer. A business has to make a decision whether or not to take new customers on, and whether to continue using existing customer for new sales. One of the key factors here is that in making a sale and issuing an invoice, the company will be granting credit. As I told, most of the businesses are credit business to the customer, and before doing that, the company needs to consider the customer's ability to pay in accordance with the company's credit policy. Okay. The sources of information available for assessing customers' credit status include the following. Okay, then ability to pay क्या करना चाहिए? The existing customers का दोस्त है. प्रोग्राम की ट्रैक को स्टेल में the existing customers का already overall save कर रहा. इस पे आप ये ना on time में आप पे कर हाल ये अमाउंट को पे करना ना मैं आज सेटलमेंट एक गाना पूरा मार्क्स ये होने का क्या और आइडिया क्या है existing customer. New customer डेगा क्या क्या है? ये तो बड़ा को मतलब ability can assess further. So that's the question. How we can assess new customers' ability to pay. So for that purpose, we can use these sources. Okay, bank references. We can ask this bank. You can by certain extent we can use those bank references. Trade references. So the same customer might be customer of one. So the same person might be a customer of another supplier. May I supply Singapore? May I sell quantity? Yeah, take this as a matter. May I get the credit pattern? May I get settlement again? Ability. Trade difference agencies. Agency on trade differences. Agency on A feedback and specific customer care. Management accounts from the customer. And a customer account sector. Latest audited accounts or management accounts sector refer करना है. I think question एक बार ना हुआ. Profit take करते हैं ना. Figure हुआ नहीं है. And operating cash flow posterior के ना यहाँ पे एक ना हुआ. So likewise, if financial statement status we can analyze. Media publication and internet searches. Internal sources. Staff knowledge communicated by conversations, emails, and meetings. Customer visits. Place a visit karla. Understand karaga. For example, okay. Make a form of the helpful vending. Internal sources. Customer getting now. New customer getting now. While raw materials purchase right. Okay, new business, new customer, raw materials purchase. So now he wants to purchase raw material from you. So now you have a doubt whether to assess his ability to pay. So now you have a doubt whether he will make the payment on time or not. So now you will choose this option to assess that doubt. How you can assess that? So let's say you visit the person's location or factory and you can assess whether he has enough resources to manufacture this product or not. Dari factory kita dan open material open market building open dia machine open dia first hand bag kita tiagan dan raw materials setelah ini manufacture wagi raw materials sampai pas deh manufacturing पटाना ये वाली situation वो प्रश्न है and आप पे machines दिए नहीं machines से टाइम में import कर रही है आप वाले की दिए ये वाली कहाँ की बहुत बार reliability के नाम पे so that's the case so you can visit their place and you can assess the ability. Financial analysis of either external published financial statements or internal management accounts provided by the customer. So these are the things you can use to assess this part, external this part. These are the external and internal sources you can use to assess ability of customer payment. Okay, so this is straightforward thing. So second part, monitoring trading. Customer selection, the most important thing, summary, keep in your mind. When customer selection related questions come, then you have to consider every two things. Okay, so how you can assess ability of the customer? External and internal sources. That's right, there are the evidence. Second one, monitoring credit. So monitoring credit means, so here I have mentioned of the maximum amount. So here I have included only the amount, right? Amount thing. But there are two things. When you are monitoring the credit, you have to consider two things. First one, maximum amount. Okay. What's mean by maximum? Next, monitoring credit. Maximum amount के लिए you know what is mean by maximum amount? Yes, so technical part है customer selection में देख हम लोग बात में new customers को सारे ऑप्शन आते हैं ना new sales for existing customers and new sales for existing customers दिए ना then ये practically बहुत बड़ा लेकिन कंटिन्यू करने का ना वो contract rate है customer select करना पड़ता है नहीं या पे करना पड़ता है on time या सिर्फ करना है okay existing customer तो वहाँ पे select करना नहीं existing customer का additionally sales करना है additionally sales करना है तो how we can decide based on this past pattern past settlement history. So, one of the things we have to consider. So, each and every company must have their credit policy. Okay. Credit ticket business करना कि ना own and credit ticket. If you take one of this big company, not only big companies, medium-sized companies also, even small companies also, they should have their credit policy. Okay, so they can't sell whatever they want. So they should, even though they are doing credit based, they should have credit policy. Okay, this is the amount maximum. This is the maximum amount I can sell at credit to this person. However, sometimes customers, under customers then same amount. But practically sometimes based on the key customers, they may increase the maximum amount. So maximum amount means what's the maximum sale we can do credit sales at credit basis. Okay, what's the maximum amount? Maximum credit sales we can do for the relevant customer. So let's say 1 million. So a customer 1 million. So a customer 1 million now, they are the 1.1 million in the bank. So that is the maximum amount. Second one, credit period. Okay. Credit period. Credit period means 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Okay. They come important. Let's say, then only you can manage your working capital. How this will use to your business. So let's say 1 million. $1 million is the maximum amount. Maximum amount you can do at credit basis. Here, let's say 30 days. 30 days. So you have to maintain both these credit control. Okay, so one is credit, you have to use both these elements. A customer, let's take example, a customer, already we have sold 900,000 worth of goods to him. For example, okay, 900,000 worth of goods to him. Now he has requested to additional 200,000. Are you going to sell or not? 900,000 is there. Your credit policy is touching 1 million. So additionally, today, as of today, he has 900,000 outstanding now. So another order he has requested 200,000. Whether you will sell or not. But it will go more than credit. At the same time, let's say he has 600,000 outstanding amount, but more than 30 days. But within this limit, more than 30 days, you have credit period, but within this limit, additional 300,000 he has requested. So do we sell or not? It depends. If it is maximum amount and then hardly anything. Because beyond your 3 days. So first we have to set that amount. Then we should do more credits. But it's not 100% scenario. Sometimes in the critical situation, because till this is less than 1 million, yeah, all of the now 300,000. If we sell also, that is beyond less than 1 million. And it was again decide case by case. But theoretically, technically, if you maintain 30 days credit, first he has to settle remaining balance. It doesn't matter 100,000 or 400,000 or 300,000. First, he should not keep more than 30 days. First, he has to settle, then only you can issue new orders. That's the concern. Days maximum. So, but in theory, I have mentioned your syllabus. I have mentioned on this maximum amount. Okay, this part only. This I have explained for this knowledge purpose. But here, technically, you should not sell. The area exam exam I am okay. When you try, theory they part of just knowledge purpose. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days scale rate period. If remaining balance is more than your rate period, then you should not sell technically. But based on the case of scenarios, sometimes organizations may take this risk guarantee is management, so may take this. But mainly, this part should not go more than your rate maximum. Okay. So that's the part we have discussed here. Once it has been agreed, monitoring credit, once it has been agreed with the customer that they may trade on credit terms with the business, an account will be set up for the customer and in the receivable ledger. The entries in this account will be invoices and trade notes sent to the customer and receipts from the customer. It's a basic thing. The first step in the monitoring of trade customers' activities is at initial stage of each transaction when the customer places an order for more goods. When the initial agreement was made with the customer to trade on trade terms, credit limit will have been set by the credit controller of the customer. Now, summary of this paragraph is each and every company should have maximum credit limit. What is meant by maximum credit limit? It is the maximum amount that should be outstanding on the customer's account. We have discussed in customer account statement. In that statement, that should be outstanding on the customer's account in the receivable ledger at any point in time. Okay. At any given point of time, the outstanding balance, remaining balance must be less than this thing. Take it on my credit limit. Okay, so now I want to ask next topic. What are the risks associated with sales problem? Next topic. Risk associated with sales problem. Sales problem can take a risk model. The process is the process the one steps are there. So what are the risks associated with sales process? If you have been asked to write risk associated with the processor, question second risk associated with the processor, then don't think too much. Okay, don't think too technical. Just remember your process of each business process, activities involved in each business process. If we take sales, if we take purchase, what are the activities involved in each business process? With that, you can develop tasks. Okay, so with that, you can tell certain risks associated with the sales process. Just tell me 3 or 4 risks. It's very easy. The method in the marks. It's subjective matter. Process का एक लिंक करना है एक तेरा रिस्क लगाना और अदर रिस्क associated with sales process है ना फ्रेंड्स और ये ना मतलब sales process quotation की पढ़ा रहे हैं जैसे फ्रेंड आप ये ना ये क्या mistakes elements statements. Mistake can be communicate details. Like in one quotation again. Again, I say don't think too much. Risky level product and never processing any mistakes. In labor language, processing there are certain steps. In those steps, if anything goes wrong, okay, anything goes wrong, that's the risk. Not only sales, other process also. It's right risk. First step, quotation. Then quotation here, then I will quotation again. මොනවද අපි ඇග්‍රී වෙන්නේ? price and stock value. stock එක check කරනකොට කොටස් ටිකක් කිව්වා. sales order කන්ෆර්ම් කරලා පස්සෝවන් කියලා දැන් මොකද කරලා ඒක mistakenly communicate or mistakenly confirm the availability of stock or prices. Pricing කරන 100 rupees කියලා කියලා දැන් sales confirm කරලා පස්සේ නෑ මොකද කරලා කියලා 150 කියලා කිව්වා. You can't say like that. You can say no problem, but you won't get orders. Dispute with that will create disputes with customer. So quotation is problem. That's all. Sales order is one question. Sales order, invoice, sales order, dispatch, it is one question. Then මට විතර ඕනේ ඕගොල්ලන් ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න ඕනේ ආන්සර් එක ඒ ප්‍රොසෙස් මොකක්ද තියෙනවා ඒකත් එක්ක ඕගොල්ලන් මිස්ටේක්ස් ටික ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න මොනවද කියන්නේ මිස්ටේක්ස් නේ ඒ ප්‍රොසෙස් එකේ මොනවද මිස්ටේක්ස් එක ඒ මෙතන මම මෙතන කායක් කියනවා කියලා ඒකම ලියන්න ඕනේ නෑ ඒක කාය පොයින්ට් ෆෝම් එකේ ඉඳලා දැන් ඕගොල්ලන් කියන එකත් හරි කන්සෙප්ට් එක තමයි mistakes involved in sales problem that's equal to this දැන් quotation එකේ mistakenly commit වෙනවා available stocks available කියලා නැත්නම් prices එක lower මොනවද දාලා ගන්න කියන. ඒක mistake. Then second topic එක මොනවද? Sales confirmation, which means sales order. Sales order delivery mode. ඒකේ මොනවද ප්‍රශ්නේ? ඉතින් බලමු. ඒක ප්‍රශ්න. ඒක කාරණාවක් මාළු මේ ප්‍රතිගන්තර මුත් නැහැ. මේකට මුත් දෙන්නේ. ඉතින් බලලා බලන්න. ඒක විදිහට දෙනවා. ඉතින් පස්සේ ඉතින් කියන්නේ මේවා ටෙක්නිකල් නෙමෙයි මේකට උත්තර දෙන්න බැරි නම් පස්සේ ඉතින් කරන වලට මොකද උත්තර දෙන්නේ ආ ආන්සර් කියන්නේ සේල්ස් ඕන ඩෙලිවරි නෝ ඒකේ මොනවද ස්පෙක්ස් වෙනවද කන්ෆර්ම් කරපු quantities නෙමෙයි සෙන්ටර් දෙකේ number one, quantities. Second, it is some quantities. It's a mistake. Then it is equal to this. A वगे delivery note में equal to होना है. हम तब जाएगा नहीं बैंक. आप फिर sales order, dispatch order, equal. Delivery note is equals. Forty to follow problem. 40 में कहा था लिखना है. That's not 40. Problem 40. Sales order invoice. Sales order dispatch. Dispatch quantities and not delivery note invoice. Yeah, right. Invoice and receipt. All everything. Right, you know, that's what smart it is. Without proper approval, so the fund commit the sales order without knowing the available stocks. That's one problem. Second problem, dispatch goods mistakenly. The dispatch goods are not matched with sales order. Second one, third one, discounts are given without proper approval. Quality issues. Oh. And foreign currency issues also we can take, but I didn't include here, but that's also correct. If you write foreign currency issues, export companies, foreign currency issues are there, that's also listening. But don't go that level. just think about the process and do mistakes. And prices. What you have mentioned in the sales order, what you have agreed through the quotation, will be raising the invoice, mistakenly we put higher price. Okay, this will be completely managed customer and sale. So these are the things. So then over a part if you want to have 5 problems, 5 mistakes. That is. So those are something matter. You don't need to write whatever mentioned here. You can pick it from here, no issue. But if you have any other answer, write it. Take a value into that. Say, customer settle करना होगा अंडर पे करना. Please. Okay. Then customer statement से गया हूँ. Customer statement से गया हूँ. Galle का statement है. So my concept is you should think through that process. Right? The customer statement है जब दी remaining balance is 100,000 दिया ना इधर 100 दिया. Strictly trade amount and discount. Then I have setting the amount there. Under amount of card. So I have outstanding money that will be the payment. So likewise, small mistakes can be taken place through this problem. So those mistakes you can bring the as okay. So what are those things? I have given certain things. An invoice is sent for goods which have not been delivered. Deliver करना है invoice सेवरा दिन. ऐसा deliver कर वो item से लगाया invoice सेवरा दिन पावर. Which would damage the relationship with customer and recognize the company as. Deliver करना है तो एक अपनी finding करनी. जब make it risky का. May risky का avoid करना हमारे control place करना. How the control? Customer should sign on delivery. If we see the customer signature, then we can ensure okay these goods are delivered to the customer. Then we have rights to invoice for that delivery. Price quoted are not in accordance with the company's agreed prices. Okay, then quotation है क्या ना? Quotation का वाला सिंपल है ना 100 rupees per unit किया. Actually take agreed वाला price है 120. Then they want 120 from that already you have agreed with customer. So 120 product है आपका 100 का सेल करो 10 के काटा सेंशन कंपनी. Discounts are given to non-qualifying customers. So the name alien no है discounts are given without proper approval. Proper approval के लिए एक email में होना होता है. Already discount से का देना होने customers का रहने दिला दिए नहीं मेरा customer ने दिला दिया ना already 10% discount है देना होने ना एक 20% दिला दिया एक क्या थी एक mistake. Trade notes are raised for returns not made and cash becomes irrecoverable. Duplicate trade notes and the trade notes will return to send that work trade note में mistake ने raise करा. So जब एक बार read करो 2 घंटे में देना मैंने clear किया. एक हमारा mistakes. Exactly. then overall you figure कितना क्लियर नहीं कर एक मते concept का लीक करना तो साथ एक कितना दिए ने तो ले लो निकला है ओवरऑल के बेकार है even forex के बदलना है forex foreign exchange program के बदलना है कि युवा प्रश्न okay. Trade notes are issued for the wrong value and company losses out of funds. Incorrectly coded invoices result in wrong customer. This one also most important thing. I want to emphasize. You can see into organization, worker na katiya, paran pula, customers lada, customer code skill. You know, ayye kalam same naming the name again din pula customer review din. एक अवॉइड करने को ना म्यार टाइम में हम इसको याद से करो देखा disputes main objective main purpose avoid disputes with customers ये हमारी लॉजिक है ये हमारा main point है ये बता मैं ओक्कम कराना disputes में कौन रहेंगे name का image का dimension so to avoid those things only these controls are this errors in receipts. Receipt taking errors. I have got on answer from there. Then receipt taking errors in the block 100,000 number there 80,000. Take a receipt taker 8,000 receipt वाला equal to 100,000 से 100,000 set करा 20,000 outstanding taken on the there 20,000 outstanding payments में कहना मैं 80,000 किला किला close करूँ. Okay. So then वेतना 7 नहीं 7 divided by 1 नहीं ना. हाँ so इसी कारण ना तो risk के लायक वो बड़ा कुमार निकालने का. एक ना भाई concept है. ये बड़ा करने का ये लगे risk क्या technical word है आपको माय. Risk के नाम का mistakes लेकर ना वो processing there mistakes. Okay, so this type of risk we will discuss each and every process. Okay, purchase process, inventory, cash, payroll, and altogether we have 6 processes. Other than digitalization, all these 6 processes have risks. So if you have been asked to write answers for risk, don't think too much. Process documents. What are the mistakes can be taken place in the process? That's the thing. Okay. Then further we will discuss on further second one question है वो risk है ना बड़ा कितने का बचा है. Okay. So last part, internal controls in the sales process. Okay. So I'm not going to read each and everything. So I will explain the concept so you can read and understand. In the beginning of class, I told why controls are placed to mitigate risk. I'm not saying to eliminate risk. We can't eliminate risk. Okay. Eliminate यानी 100% eliminate करना. We can't eliminate risk. We can reduce or we can reduce the risk itself. Okay. So why we can't eliminate risk? Why we can't 100% eliminate risk? We will discuss later. मैं बताकर दिया आपको ना. We will discuss in detail in internal control chapter. So these are the processes: order receipt, goods dispatch, invoice rates, and cash receipt. Credit note issue. They are steps and these are the steps, sub activities, sub actions involving this main process called controls. In an order receipt now, the make a pattern in make order receipt. Quotation pattern quotation in sales of the car. Okay. Then order receipt again the controls. All orders confirm in writing. They can give it overall mobile phone, laptop, verbally price okay ना किला करना, इनपुट का इसका ना laptop books. ये order क्या mark करना वाला, और ये laptop provider और phone mobile provider या seller provider करना है. Verbally laptop books. When it comes to organization, all the documents should be in written form. So all orders confirm in writing. Warehouse check before orders are accepted. Orders are accepted before sending the quotation. Also warehouse should check whether availability the available stocks are there. Customer rate limit is reviewed before dispatching the goods. Okay. When rate limit are never sent out limit, you may lose receivable right of credit. So these are the controls. Okay, these are the controls. Why these controls are placed? In order to reduce this risk. If you are not maintaining confirmation, sales confirmation, sales order in writing, you may forget those things. Forget then another one order. So order may forgot. Product is not available. Then this क्या क्यों नहीं? Quantity quotation है क्या? Quotation जमा ना करें. Product availability का issue करो. Then product का confirm करा पास है. Yes, we can deliver this stock on this date at this price पे ना क्यों पास है. Sales confirmation आवाज़ पास है. अभी नया में गाड़ी लाया हुआ क्लिक करूँ सॉरी. या आप प्राइस बेस. अभी का न्यू कस्टमर हैप्पी के नाम प्लस एक कस्टमर तारीख के नाम एक कंपनी में कमाई. Mouth to mouth, talk again. So, before sending the quotation, which means before accepting the order, We have to check with warehouse whether stock are available. Adequate stock are available. If they requested 10 items, we should have at least 15 or 12. Okay, at least we should have 10 items. Good dispatch. Good dispatch note prepared from order form, and all dispatchers check good dispatch note before they leave from stores. This is the control. Good dispatch note prepared from order. Sales order number का dispatch note number का same में होने, ऐसे same में होने. हरी customer का हरी quantity की हरी price पे ना ये stocks लेके issue करेगा. What's the risk? Wrong rules. एक avoid करना dispatch note का three-way matching. We normally call sales order, dispatch note, invoices. Three-way matching. The same thing we can apply to the butterfly also. I will explain that time. Three-way matching किया गया. ये दोनों में matching होना. ये दोनों में match करा. यो issue send है. Issue send है. This game. So why we are sending? We are matching the sales order and dispatch note in order to reduce this risk. Stay from risk. Check there's a direct sign delivery note to evidence delivery of goods. To ensure goods are delivered. Likewise, each and every process you have controls to mitigate this risk. Not only this process, other processes also. The other processes also have controls. So in other process, I'm not going to give this type of table. I will give controls each and every process. But here only to understand, in order to understand, I have given risk and controls. So with that, we can understand what are the risks available in this process and what are the controls available to mitigate this process risk. Then risk can put 7 points in the method they know risk now. The method of memo got to risk. All of the may of risk. Order may forgotten. Wrong items invoice does not add up. Delay in posting, errors in posting, may occur risk. So then method the risk, make now over what done the risk involving processes again. What risk will be anything? Okay, the method of risk and controls make up limit between that. Okay, risk and controls. Risk, how to mitigate with the particular concept here. So you can read and understand these things. The concept here, internal controls are placed to reduce risk. What are those risks in sales process? These are the risks. Each and every risk, in order to reduce each and every risk, companies are implementing these controls. Clear? With that, we can conclude that sales process. Write the answer for these two questions. Exam එකට මේ වගේ questions එන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? මේක just revision එකට වගේ තමයි දීලා තියෙන්නේ. exam එකට මේ වගේ questions එන්නේ. exam එකට එන විදිය questions ටික discuss කරනවා. Audit power. Auditor. This is my number. Take a program data. Okay. Immediately program data करना. उसका नाम है वो भी आन है बालों किया करना है मैं इमीडिएटली प्रोग्राम क्रिएट करना पॉलिटिकल की तरह करने का मिलता मैं पॉलिटिकल करेगा
Answer liver. Answers liver.
Liver answers. Okay. Okay. First one, to inform the customer of information of the sales, including the amount due for that sale. First document. To inform the customer of the information of the sale, including the amount due for that sale. Invoice, right? To inform the seller of quantities required. That's all. Or customer orders. Again, customer orders is all. To inform the seller that some of the delivery was not of standard or type required. Means not quality. Returns no. To inform the customer of the quantity delivered. To inform the customer quantity delivered. Delivery no. To inform the customer that the invoice amount was overstated. Break no. Last one, to inform the customer of what would be charged if order was placed. Quotation. So I show certain answer quotation customer order confused. The customer order again confirm करने quotation again कुछ charge करने वाला stocks available करने. Okay. Sales order confirm the order. How much we need. Okay. Second question. Clear then? Second question, an invoice to a customer was not promptly recorded in the customer's receivable ledger account. What is the impact? What is the impact? Sale leka, people sales leka, ledger leke record dana. Sale has not been recorded in the ledger. What is the impact? What is the impact? हमारा सारी टेबल हमारे उत्तम हमारा उत्तम A B C D. Okay, competition then B का C का. Okay. Let's assume one sales invoice has not been recorded in the ledger. the account again report done. Again, scenario. Let's say customer A. $100,000. Okay, as of today, outstanding balance as of today, 100,000. Now, your credit limit is $150,000. Okay, the company's credit limit is 100,000. Now, one invoice has not been recorded. Okay, again scenario, the record how much the amount? It says 60,000. Okay, if we would have recorded this one, his balance would be 160. Then what are the record balance? So, 100,000. Record balance here no. Record balance here no. Sorry, let's take 30,000. So it could be 130. Okay. So make a record balance here no. Additionally, a cover record sales का order करना ना उड़न दान है, right? It will exceed 150. So here, according to your books, 100,000. But actually, this 30,000 was not recorded in the books. If it is recorded, his balance should be 130,000. If he wants another set of items, let's say 30,000 per. If we request that 30,000 stock, you will not deliver. Why? If it is recorded, scenario 1, it is recorded, it will exceed the credit limit. Then what again? Record according to your records, 100,000 money. Then you additionally cover 40,000 money. What one thing? 148. What records again? 148. 30,000 make it no. Then make a record already 130. Yeah, additionally 40,000 request for deliver. So answer is B. The customer's credit limit may be exceeded. Settlement discounts may be lost. Discounts can be just additional sale and sales have not been recorded. Okay. So answer is B. बुकों में attendance मार्कर होता है ना. So today we have started the class 8:30. From next class onward, 8 o'clock, we will start the session because 3.5 hours class. Okay? So I only requested to make it 3.5 hours because 3 hours is not enough to finish the syllabus. So 8 to 11:30.